I was putting off making this video for a while now, thinking Nat would be the last Yellowjacket I'd cover, but you all kept asking for her, so here we are. Now the reason I put off making this video is because Nat holds a very specific place in my heart. She always felt like one of the most real and relatable characters on the show. She was messy, wounded, sometimes reckless, and painfully aware of her own damage. Now the trait that resonated with me the most was her constant inner war, wondering if she is a good person or not, pushing people away before they can leave you, and clinging to control in a life that's anything but. And to be honest, I think a lot of us have felt parts of that. But before we get into Nat's character, and of course this is if you want to do it, and if you don't want to do it, don't. But if you enjoy this type of content, theories, breakdowns, deep dives, and just overthinking TV shows, I would greatly appreciate the support. If you could like, comment, subscribe, and share this video, it would mean a lot. I mean, you guys know the spiel, but it really does help the channel grow. With that being said, let's talk about the most haunted, the most honest, and maybe the most humane Yellowjacket, Natalie Scatorccio.
You don't have to stay here. You're not like the rest of these girls.
Actually, I'm worse.
How can you say that?
I let him die in my place.
Now before the crash, Natalie was already fighting battles no one else could see. She lived in a trailer with her abusive father and a checked out mother. The flashback where her dad assaults both her and her mom, and even Kevin, then accidentally kills himself during a confrontation with Natalie, is one of the clearest indicators of the trauma Natalie carried even before the wilderness.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, baby? You gonna shoot your daddy in the head?
Now at school, Natalie didn't fit the mold. She was labeled a burnout.
Hey, burnout! Show us your tits!
A weirdo, the girl who drank, did drugs, and didn't care what people thought. But that reputation masked something deeper. She had a moral compass, even if she didn't always act on it. When the team planned to freeze out Allie to sabotage her during a game, Natalie was the only one who said it was wrong.
This because it's bullshit.
Oh yeah? What's your plan then?
I don't know. Play like a fucking team and win.
Still, she didn't stop it. She didn't warn Allie, and that hesitation, speaking up but not acting, would become a theme in her arc. Then came the night of the party right before the Nationals. Natalie was clearly out of her element, but she still went with her friends. She took acid, and as the night spiraled, so did her trip. The team got into a heated argument, and Jackie made them all line up and say something nice to each other. It felt a little bit awkward and fake, but Natalie played along. Jackie complimented Natalie.
Nat, I love that you don't care what anybody thinks. And you're so completely yourself.
And Natalie told Lottie,
Lottie, you never talk shit unless someone really deserves it. Also, I like your pilgrim hat.
After everything blew over, everybody was leaving or getting ready to leave, Natalie was still there tripping. And then she saw Misty. Now while some think of this as a supernatural moment, I genuinely think it's more like foreshadowing or Nat's gut picking up on something off about Misty, something her conscious mind didn't fully explain yet. The day of the crash, early in the morning, we see Natalie smoking in her trailer, already carrying the weight of her world before things got worse.
I don't know what you're so scared of, Natty. You've already got blood on your hands.
After the crash, Natalie becomes something she never expected to be. Reliable. She's the only one out of all the girls who knows how to use a gun. It's not just a skill, it's survival. Coach Ben appoints her and Travis to hunt. She doesn't trust easily, and neither does he. But in a world without rules, competence builds connection. Now Travis is angry and guarded. Natalie is sharp and extremely impatient. But they're alike in one critical way. They've both lived with violence, and they both know what it means to be alone. Natalie steps in where others won't. She cuts a ring off a corpse when Travis can't. She faces a deer with her dead father's ghost in her mind, and still pulls the trigger. Her trauma doesn't freeze her, it focuses her. Now, the relationship that forms between her and Travis is extremely fragile. It's messy, and it's built more on pain than safety. When he questions her sexual history, she shuts down. She's used to being judged.
The 50s called, they want your dumbass attitude back. Welcome to 1996. Our vaginas have like monologues now. And newsflash, girls like to do stuff too.
And when Jackie later exposes Nat's past,
oh, don't get me started on that Bobby. What's his face she was hooking up with before we left? Like, dude, you graduated. Why are you still partying with high school girls?
Natalie gets hit with something worse than betrayal, the feeling that no one will ever see her for more than her mistake.
I made a mistake. Okay?
Yeah. Well, apparently so did I.
Still, Natalie keeps going, and when everyone loses it during Doomcoming, she stays sober enough to stop a murder. She pulls the knife from Shauna's hand and saves Travis, even after he hurt her.
It's enough of your weird fucking bullshit, Lottie. Haven't you done enough?
When Javi disappears, Natalie becomes relentless. She maps the woods, refuses to quit, but when Travis starts to unravel, she lies to him, fakes evidence that Javi's dead. It's cruel, but she does it out of mercy.
Javi's gone. He's gone. It's okay.
That night, they sleep together, but even in that moment, Travis sees someone else. He hallucinates Lottie. Natalie's usefulness starts to slip. The food dries up, Lottie gains followers, the wilderness feels less like a threat and more like a god, and Natalie refuses to worship it. She challenges Lottie to a hunting contest, loses, and fails to bring back the moose. Still, she refuses to believe. Then Javi comes back, and Natalie knows what that means for her lie. And she doesn't defend herself because she knows what she has done.
I did, but only...
You made me stop looking for him!
I didn't think that he was alive! It doesn't make any sense that he is!
Well,
Later in the season, after they ate Jackie, they decided to do another hunt. She draws the Queen of Hearts. The group turns on her immediately. Now, Natalie doesn't cry, doesn't run, until Travis begs her to.
Run!
No! He's getting away!
She flees. Javi finds her and tries to help her. He starts leading her across the ice. And when the ice breaks and Javi falls into the water, Natalie immediately starts to try and help him. She could save him, but Misty says if she does, they'll turn on her. So she lets him drown. And this is the exact same pattern that first happened with Allie and is now happening with Javi. It's not malice, it's fear. And that fear will haunt her forever. When they return, Natalie says,
The wilderness chose.
Travis doesn't believe her, neither does she. Lottie names Natalie the new leader, but she doesn't want power. She doesn't believe in visions. She just wants it all to stop.
We have actual life or death to deal with here.
That's my point, Nat. Maybe out here, it's all life or death. Don't forget what happened to Jackie.
When Coach Ben is found hiding, Natalie asks for a trial, not out of principle, but because she's desperate to stop the cycle and maybe force her teammates to see reason. They don't. So when the trial fails and the group starts force-feeding Ben, Natalie mercy kills him. It's quiet, final, and another choice she never wanted to make, but it's her way of giving someone peace.
Thank you.
The next morning, the others find out. Natalie is beaten and stripped of her role, and of course, Shauna takes over. Natalie is forced to butcher Ben's body. She doesn't resist, she just does it.
Natalie will prepare the feast.
Shortly after, the scientists find them, and when one of them says that they can lead them out of the forest, everybody decides to go, except for Lottie, Ty, and Shauna. And this is once again where we see this pattern within Nat. She doesn't agree, but she says nothing and does nothing. After that, Natalie helps organize a fake hunt so that they can escape. She and the others who want to leave poison Akila's animals, the last food source. Lottie declares the wilderness is angry and demands a sacrifice. They draw cards again. Mari pulls the Queen of Hearts. She's the target. The group gives her a head start and then begins the hunt. It's real enough to keep Shauna distracted. Natalie uses the chaos to sneak away and reach the sat phone, but one of the scientists, Hannah, follows her. Natalie pins her to a tree and threatens her.
All I want is to get out of here.
They switch clothes and Hannah ends up returning to the camp pretending to be Natalie.
What the hell? Where the fuck is Natalie?
By morning, Natalie is gone. The final moments of season 3 show her at the top, bruised, exhausted, and trying to get a signal. She tries the phone again and again, nothing, until finally a voice comes through the static.
Can anyone hear me? I can hear you.
And just like that, Natalie finds a way out. Not because the wilderness chose her, because she made the choice herself.
She wanted us to play Russian roulette with poison fucking oolong.
Now, just like the Yellowjackets, Natalie never really made it out of the woods. Years after the crash, she's cycling in and out of rehab, bitter, haunted, and trying to outrun something she can't name. When she gets a postcard with the symbol, the one from the woods, she doesn't panic. She gets her gun and she goes to see Misty.
Hello, Misty. You crazy fucking bitch.
She confronts her, accuses her of sending it. Misty, on the other hand, is just happy to be involved, and she also shows her that she got one too.
So who's next on your suspect list? I have a lot of theories, but do you want to go first? Oh.
She also tells Natalie she found Travis, alive and under a new name. Natalie doesn't trust her, but she goes anyway. The trip is tense. She finds out Misty sabotaged her car just to tag along.
Knew it.
When they finally track Travis down, he's already dead. Natalie drops to her knees. You can see she's wrecked. This isn't just grief, it's guilt. He was the only one who ever really knew her out there, and now he's gone. There's also a note. Tell Nat she was right. She doesn't know what she was right about, but she's sure of one thing. Travis didn't kill himself.
I don't know what he thought I was right about. I just know I'm right about this. Travis didn't fucking kill himself. And I'm gonna find out who did.
Now that thought becomes an obsession for her. Natalie manipulates Kevin Tan, a former classmate turned cop, into giving her access to Travis's autopsy. He was clean, and that only makes it worse.
Who we hacking? Kevin. He got the whole file on Travis's death, but as far as he knows, it's suicide, so I can't exactly ask him for it.
She calls Misty, has her hack emails, threatens a hacker at knife point, all because she needs to know. The pictures they find show candles, arranged in the shape of the symbol. Natalie is horrified because Travis didn't believe in that, or maybe he did. And if he did, maybe she does too.
I don't know. But I promise you, he did not put it there.
When she gets blackmailed, she teams up with Ty and Shauna, but she doesn't trust them either. When the plan to catch the blackmailer fails, she snaps. She is unraveling. She lies to Kevin, pushes him away, falls back into addiction. Misty catches her mid-relapse, and it makes her even angrier. Being watched feels like betrayal, but part of her knows it's the only reason she's still alive. Then, Shauna kills Adam Martin, and says that Adam Martin was the blackmailer, and in Natalie's head that clicks as the person who killed Travis, and she is broken down because that last connection between her and Travis was supposedly Adam Martin.
Well, I needed answers, so fuck, Shauna!
And that leads Nat to a very, very dark path. But before she can do what she wants to do, she gets kidnapped. She wakes up at Camp Green Pine, she escapes her room and finds Lottie, alive and running a spiritual retreat.
Natalie. You give me one good reason I shouldn't cave your head in and put it in that hole.
Lottie tells Nat,
"On the night Travis died, he called me. He said the wilderness had come back to haunt him.
The only way to confront the darkness is to get as close to death as possible."
Natalie doesn't believe her, but she stays, not to heal, but to investigate. She forms a strange bond with Lisa, a follower she once stabbed. She takes a trip with her, meets Lisa's abusive mother, and starts softening. When Lisa gives her a pet fish to take care of, Natalie starts to pull back from the edge. Nat later puts on the purple clothes, she joins a group sharing session, and when Misty, Shauna, and Ty and Van arrive, Natalie defends the compound. She says it's helping her.
But now I understand that it's really what I need. You all need it too?
They participate in Lottie's treatments, then news comes. Adam Martin's body has been found. Shauna confesses to the group. Lottie says they need to offer the wilderness something. But then Lisa shows up, scared, confused, pointing a gun. She thinks Natalie is part of something dark. Misty tries to stop her with a syringe, and Natalie jumps in the way. She dies instantly. In her final vision, Natalie boards the plane. Her younger self tells her,
"That's not true. This is exactly where we belong. We've been here for years."
She's reported dead from an apparent overdose. And then Lottie says,
We gave it what it wanted. It is pleased with us.
and just like that, the last thing Natalie fought to resist consumes her.
Just let it in.
And that is Natalie, my friends, haunted, hardened, and maybe finally at peace. After everything she endured, the wilderness, the guilt, the loss, it wasn't survival that saved her, it was the end of running. And as much as it hurts for me to say, her story ends not with redemption, but with stillness. And maybe now, her soul can finally rest. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you see Natalie somehow differently? Let me know in the comments down below. I want to thank everyone who took the time of day to watch or listen to this video. And now remember, the important thing is to always keep questioning, even me. Till next time.